Hello and welcome to this video. I'm Marcus Hayes, and over the next week or so I should be able to make quite a bit of progress on both of my old banger Ford Escorts because I've got a week off work. I didn't realise I was off next week until a couple of days ago, but luckily over the last few weeks I've been collecting parts, so I should be able to get loads done. I'm hoping to get FIESTA, my Mk2 Escort, ready for mapping, and I'm also hoping to replace the sump on MOREDOOR, my Mk2 Escort. Although I won't be able to start that job until I've got something back from Carlo, the precision engineer. Now today I'm not really going to be doing much work on the cars, but I am going to show you something really weird that happened to MAUDE yesterday on the way to work. And seeing as I'm in my living room, I thought I'd show you those prints that I got from the Goodwood Festival of Speed, which were taken from some artwork by Ian Cook. Got them all framed and on the wall. I had to do a lot of persuading for Kat to let me put them on the wall, but we got there in the end. Right, so got MAUDE out the garage. Now what happened yesterday on the way to work, I was mid-drift on a private roundabout in Mexico, of course, and I heard a massive bang, and I thought the engine had gone at first, but I didn't see any smoke, and it was still driving alright, so I carried on, and then I noticed that the alternator light was on, so I pulled over to find that the fan for the alternator was missing. Now the pulley was still attached, I removed that yesterday, but the belt had also disappeared. The fan actually pierced a couple of holes in the bonnet as it pinged off, and then this side there's a couple of dents where the fan didn't quite pierce the bonnet. There it is from the outside. Yeah, so a bit strange. Basically this part of the fan was just leaning there when I opened the bonnet, so it's really lucky that it didn't get tangled up in the cam belt. Now I need to drive MAUDE about 15 miles to my other garage where I'm going to be doing all the work on her next week, and I wasn't sure whether I should be driving the car without a fan on the alternator, because obviously the alternator can overheat and then fail, and MAUDE already kills alternators every 6 months as it is, so I didn't want to risk that happening. But luckily in the garage here I had a couple of spare alternators, and one of them has the same size shaft, so the fan from the old alternator fits on the new one. So yesterday I basically took this pulley off and took this old alternator apart so that I can use this fan. Now I've borrowed the alternator belt from the Mk1, which is in the boot of Kat's plastic Fiesta Winston at the moment, so I'm just going to bang this fan on the alternator and then I can go and get the belt, and then MAUDE will be ready to take to the other garage so that all the work can begin next week. Right, I've got it all back together. This belt seemed a little bit difficult to get on. Obviously the Mk1 is running Retro Ford's Motorsport alternator kit, which is using a Nippon Denso alternator. Now I don't know whether that kit uses a slightly smaller belt. I got it on there, but it was a bit difficult. But now at least I can drive the car to my other garage without worrying about the alternator overheating. And I noticed a squeak coming from somewhere when I just ran the engine. I don't know if when the fan came off and it went bang, it might have damaged the bearing in the alternator. I don't know. Not really worried about that at the moment. The postman's been busy. Had a few more parcels the last couple of days. This one actually contains some parts for Winston, the plastic Fiesta. He needs new front brake pads and new discs. And I noticed in my last video when I replaced the front brake pads on MAUDE, it caused a little bit of a war in the comment section to do with the method that I used, but like I always say, I'm not a professional, so follow my methods at your own risk. The weather's looking a bit iffy at the moment, but I'm going to get all these parcels and all these tools packed up and in the car and then make my way to the other garage. Right, so I've made it to my other garage. The main thing I want to do today really is just tidy up this garage. I spent quite a lot of time on it a few weeks ago and I've got loads of rubbish bags to get rid of, and then just need to generally tidy up all the stuff that I'm not throwing away. There is a couple of things worth noting about MAUDE. As I say, I'm going to be replacing her sump next week at some point while I'm off work. And I think while I'm at it, I'm going to remove her gearbox and just investigate what the rattle is coming from inside her bell housing. I have ordered a new clutch release bearing, and I've got a spare pressure plate in my garage, so if it's either of those things, I can replace those. Eventually, as I've said before, I'm going to be replacing the flywheel for a better one and replacing the whole clutch for a better one. But the rattle is getting right on my nerves, so I think while I've got the engine hoisted, while I'm doing the sump, I may as well just lower it right down, get the gearbox off and have a look what's going on there. Another thing I've noticed is that the leak that's coming from the pinion seal on the diff is getting a bit worse. The problem is my spare diff is now fitted to ESTA, the Mark 1. So I think I might actually take the diff out of MAUDE and take it to my diff man and maybe get that sorted. Because I want to map the Mark 1 pretty soon, and obviously I'm going to need the spare diff fitted for that. So I think while I've got the opportunity, now's the time maybe to get the diff rebuilt on MAUDE as well. And then if I need to, I can use the spare diff in MAUDE just to drive the car to work and back. And then once I get my LSD back from the diff man, fit that back to MAUDE and then put the spare one back into ESTA. So I can go and get her mapped. Right, Kat's on her way down now to pick me up, because obviously I'm going to be leaving MAUDE here. So while I'm waiting for her, I'm going to tidy this garage up. Right, I seem to be moving in the right direction with this tidying up job. But I just wanted to show you this. I've had this a while, but I haven't got around to showing it on the channel. But basically, my little brother bought me this for my birthday. It's a used one. It's a proper old school vice, so it should last, unlike some of the shit you buy nowadays. Yeah, he got it on Gumtree. Even gave it a lick of paint so that it's Olympic blue to match ESTA. And then it's got like dark blue touches around here. So yeah, it looks like a proper bit of kit. I just need to screw it to my bench. I just hope my wooden bench is strong enough to hold it. I did have my little vice over here, but I think it's better to have this big heavy one close to the edge where the leg of the table is, and then I'll just mount this one here next to it. My woman's arrived. Right, so got my new vice bolted to the table. I can already see that it's a bit heavy for this table. I think I'm either going to put a plate under here that will spread the load to more of these planks that make up this table, or I might put some screws through here, or just do both. But I'm sure it'll be alright sitting on there until I get around to doing that. Then I've just put my little one next to it there. So yeah, massive thanks to Stevie for that. Pucker birthday present. Right, so now I'm going to get back to tidying up, which should be a lot easier now that I've got a slave with me. Yeah, it's all looking a little bit tidier in here now. To be honest, there's just so much more left to do. I probably need to spend like a whole day around here tidying up, which I don't like doing because it's a waste of a day if I'm not actually getting any progress done on the cars. All this stuff for wiring needs to be rearranged a bit better. It's all just chucked in that green crate. All the stuff to do with sort of paint and that could do with being rearranged a bit better. And my collection of old nuts and bolts, I think I just need to get a massive bucket for all that. Just been filling up all these like sweet tins and that over the years, and I've just got too many now. I don't want to throw any out because they might come in handy, but yeah, I need to get a big bucket for them, I think. I've got way too many cardboard boxes. I'm always scared to throw away cardboard boxes because if I do sort of do a stint of selling parts on eBay, they come in handy. But yeah, at least it's a lot more clear in here now, so it's going to be easier for me to get the hoist out next week and get to all my tools and stuff when I'm working on the cars. Now, I got these 2 drift tyres free recently. My mate Nath saw them on a website, free collection, and then his sister actually went and picked them up for me. The brand is Mohawk, which I don't know if they're any good, but there's loads of tread on them. They didn't cost anything, and I think these steel wheels that they're fitted to are Ford fitment as well. So yeah, massive thanks to Nath for sorting them out. I'm sure I'll have loads of fun shredding those at some point. Right, so that's me done round here for the day. We got Winston on dust cart duties and Kat on driver duties. I was going to pass through Nathan's garage today to see if he's made any progress on his Mk2 Escort RS Turbo, but he's not answering his phone. So me and Kat are going to get out of here, and I'm going to end this video here. I know it wasn't the most exciting video and I didn't really make any progress on the cars, but I was really keen to show you what happened with MAUDE's exploded alternator fan. So as always, if you thought this video is any good, please do give it a thumbs up and a share. If you thought it was shit, give it a thumbs down. Make sure you click subscribe and activate the notification bell to be kept right up to date with any other videos that I post in the future. Make sure you check out my Facebook and my Instagram, and I'll leave the links you need for that in the description as well. Until next time, from me and from Kat, thanks for watching.